What's up, what's up, what's up? Just if you're Jip in the house. Okay, so maybe a month ago, a few weeks to a month ago, I had a conversation with an Asian guy about my videos, about how to pick up women or something like that. Or something like that, I forgot. But anyway, the conversation was really interesting. I should go back and copy them, but I would have to find them, I'm not sure where. But basically what he was telling me was that, I'm not sure, I think he said I was wrong about what I was saying, and that he knew a long time ago that when it comes to picking up women, that it was all about looks. And I think he said that was it or something to that effect. But I was thinking to myself, well, of course, if a guy looks good, then of course he's gonna, women are going to be attracted to him. You know, that's common sense. But at the same time, once the women start talking to him, you know, there's other things, you know, included whether his conversation is good enough or, you know, little bad habits or whatever. But of course, upon first looks, of course, a lot of women are going to like that person, you know. So that's you know, like I said, it's given. But we kept talking and stuff, and it was funny how he was telling me that I wasn't attractive and I couldn't pick up women and stuff, right? And I was thinking to him, saying like, well, how would you know how a woman would feel? Because you're not a woman. You don't have a vagina or breasts or, you know, those the things that women have that make them a woman. The only way you can make such a judgment would be to imagine yourself as a woman and imagine yourself doing something with me, you know, and then you would, I guess, calculate all that and then come to the conclusion that no. So I know it was just weird, you know, how that happened. So he told me he came to not California, but he came to I guess Tokyo. He went to a club and he said how one Japanese guy was really handsome and all the women were all on him. And so I was thinking like, okay, fine, if they were handsome, if he was handsome, the guy was handsome and all the women were on him, then why weren't all the women on you? You know, so I think I asked him that, but he didn't reply. But it kept going back and forth, you know, and I was thinking to myself, you know, when it comes to picking up women, you know, because I think I told him at the end, hey, you know, when you want to pick up a woman, the worst person you can ever ask about a woman is a man, okay? Because men only guess unless they go ask a woman, the woman tell them. I said, if you want to know how to pick up a woman, then you're better off talking to a woman because they know themselves. They know how other women are. I mean, even if you want a wingman, the best wingman to get is not a guy. It's going to be a woman because she can just pretty much walk over to the girl and say, hey, this is my friend. Do you like me? Okay, just go do this, do that. And a lot of the women, you know, they'll trust, not all of them, but, you know, there's a lot of them who will trust what that woman's saying and go and be with that guy. And so, I mean, I've had situations like that happen too, you know, so it's really interesting. So anyway, he asked me to make a video about dating women in Japan, and I've talked about dating women in Japan a lot. So I'm going to make this video I don't know if he's going to watch it or not, because I told him I didn't want to make it, but, you know, I need to start making videos, so I might as well make it. So dating in Japan, it just really depends on who you are. Because there's different kinds of dating. So when he says dating, does it mean just hanging out with a girl, you know, for the first time when you first meet them, or a long continuous relationship, or just, you know, looking for one night stands and things like that. So there's different kind of dating scenarios, I guess, that people have around the world. So I'm not exactly sure, but I guess he's talking about just regular dating. So I say like you dating, I'll just, you know, share some of my dating experiences. So let's see. So it's like when I first came here, like I said a bunch of times, my first 2 years, 2,000 women approached me, asked me for my number and wanted to hang out with me. And of course I said no to the first 2,000, you know, because I was married and still in my American mold and stuff. But after a couple of years, not a Japanese guy, a white guy hit me onto the game. None of the brothers did, but I do. And I was like, wow, you know, it's really like that. So things happened, and things started changing. So I think one of my first dates was with this one lady. And I'll just say her name is Mickey Mouse. But no, her name was Mickey, and she was from Nagoya. But I met her in Osaka, and we were in a club, and I'm a very good dancer, so of course, the women, and I was better than what I am now, and the women would always come to me. So I was sitting down, and she came over to me and tried to sit on my lap, and I moved my leg, and she like hit the floor, and she's like, "Why did you do that?" And I'm like, "What are you doing? Don't try to sit on me, because I don't like people doing that, even though it was kind of cold. And I did the same thing to one of my best friends. One of my best friend's girlfriend. We all four of us went bowling, and she was sitting on my best friend's, one of my good friend's lap while her boyfriend was there, but he didn't mind. And then she tried to sit on my lap, and I moved, and she hit the ground, and she was mad, and everyone was like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, she's playing both of y'all. She ain't even about to play me like that, And so anyway, we were talking and stuff, and eventually I'm like, all right, so we started dancing, and I got her number, and I called her like 2 weeks later. No, she called me like a couple of weeks later, and I'm like, who is this? Because when I meet girls, I'll forget about them. I'll get a number, and the next day, if they don't call me, the chance of me calling them is like 5%. And we met up, and we were driving around just talking and stuff, and her English was good, so I didn't need any Japanese or anything like that. And I think one of our first dates, she came, the second date, the first date I don't remember, but I remember this one day we went on, and it was before we started having any physical relationships and stuff, that she had on this dress. It was like really short. She looked like her sister's, thick lips, just short, with really nice body. And she came with these shorts on, and I was like, wow, And so we went to I think she took me to a mall, and I was thinking to myself, why are we going to a mall, And I'm thinking, okay, now going to the mall, of course, might be typical, but even in the States. But I had once I left the continental United States and went to Hawaii, all the typical form of datings and everything. For some reason, I must have left it in the States, so it was kind of weird. But we went to this mall, and I think she wanted to go to the movies, but I didn't want to go because I didn't really like sitting up in there and stuff. So we went to an arcade and stuff like that, and it was a good time, So we just talked. But basically, on my dates, it's better that I just listen, because I really don't have anything to talk about. And if I do talk about it, it's like almost 90% something too serious or something like that, So I'll just listen and stuff. And eventually, the date was over, took her home, nothing didn't happen. And for some reason, she had a car. I think I had a car at that time. No, I had a little like this car in front of me, but it was gray. I kept my jewelry and stuff in it all the time. And that was weird. We didn't take it in the house so much. Sometimes we did, sometimes we did. But so instead of driving that, she drove her mom or her pop's car. It was a nice car. And so one day we were driving, and she was talking to some Japanese guy, I guess, and I don't know if she was dating him, or she could have been talking to some American dude or Australian dude, whomever, but whoever she was talking to, speaking Japanese. And so her legs were looking nice, so I started touching on them and stuff, and touching her, a lot, and nothing didn't happen, And we got home next day. She was like, "Don't touch me like that again, because you made me so wet, my clothes and all is all wet and blah blah blah." And I said, "Wow, okay," because I wasn't thinking about doing anything. That was one date, and then after we started dating and stuff, and I think when we hung out, it was really just, I don't know if we went out to eat. She did introduce me to a few of her friends. I don't think if we went out to eat so much. It was more or less like we just met. Maybe she might have taken me to those cheap restaurants, like the curry shops and stuff like that. But most of the time we just met at night and had a lot. I mean, we had a lot of sex, and um, it was just weird. Then another one of my dates, I went to I told these stories before. So another date I went on was with this one girl. I can't think of her name. I call her Oreo Cookie, and I think her name was Oreo Cookie. I think Oreo or something like that. But I called her Oreo Cookie, and she was. I'll tell you, when I first came to Japan, I really wasn't paying too much attention to the women's looks. And I don't really do that now. There are some beautiful women out here, but for some reason I end up with a lot of women who are just plain looking. I guess some people call them plain looking. And it's not because I can't get a beautiful woman or anything like that, but I think it's the plain ones, they make it themselves, I guess, more available, I guess, in the fine. No, I wouldn't say that either, because I did have one. I do remember one. She was real fine too, and she had a friend that wasn't so good looking, and she came to my one of my classes up in Osaka. It was like a long time ago before I got married and stuff, and she just put her head on my shoulders, and I was like, what is she doing? But I wasn't sure if I should date her, because a lot of the ones that are like really cute and stuff, from stereotypically, it's like, oh, she might have a whole bunch of boyfriends, and then what do you have to do to get them? So basically, I just talked myself out of even trying to pursue her or anything. But her friend, she looked all right, but she wasn't nowhere compared to her friend. It was like a 5 compared to like an 8 or a 9, and she took her friend home the same day, and they're all adults, and so we met up later on that day, and we ended up just doing it. It was just weird. It was weird. So that was so anyway, that's what I'm just saying. I did meet a lot of, mess around with a lot of fine women, but I think all of them weren't. I won't say all of them were fine, because actually the truth is I did mess with a lot of women that were good looking, but the ones that I stayed with the longest were the ones who weren't so good looking. It wasn't that they weren't good looking or anything like that. I mean, because it was just more or less, we were dating, I guess, boyfriend and girlfriend, but it was more or less like a little, it was like a friendship, but a little deeper or something like that, because out here, with all my relationships, except for just a couple of, maybe no more than 5 were kind of deep, but it was just, you get used to them after that, and you never know what they're doing, and I was doing things too, so it didn't really matter. So you could call it a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, but at the same time, it might not always have been. I mean, it was that, I guess, but at the same time, I mean, no way I'm pulling up next to that. No way. And I don't know, it's just weird. But anyway, so me and her mess around a lot. But dating, actually, when you're going on a date, what do you mean? What did he mean? Going out to dinner. I've done that, and just go out to dinner, you eat, you talk about different things, but most of the time I just listen, because I know this one secret: you let them do all the talking, and pretty much they'll talk you into doing everything that you want to do anyway. And let's see, I went to the movies with a couple of women, and that was fun too, but you can't really have a conversation in a theater. Now, one lady I did go to the movies with, we kind of made out. I mean, some serious making out, and it was like, she almost like hopped on my lap, and we were going to actually do it, because it wasn't too many people in the theater, but I'm thinking, like, I know they got cameras in there, and we always go to that mall, and I'm not sure they would press charges or anything, because sometimes they really don't care, because no telling what people be doing in there and stuff. Oh wow, this is pretty interesting. It's to go over here and park a lot. Yeah, I used to go over here and park a lot. There's a park over here, I think, or something. I need to go over there, because I've always been wanting to check it out. And bring some women over here. We just park over there and talk and stuff. It was really cool. But anyway, let me think. Dating. yeah, so the theater thing was really interesting. Well, I mean, we did everything except for whatever, but it was like close because she jumped on my lap, and we were about to do it, and I was like, wait, we can't do what we're doing. It was like going too far, So I told her, no, and she was like, ah. But the whole thing is, me and her, we used to meet a lot, but the thing was I'll call, like, she never really made plans to meet me. So she would like go out and meet her friends and everything, but she wouldn't say this or that. I would have to like make an appointment with her. What are you doing? And she would say like, oh, well, I'm busy this day, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. And I'm like, okay, well, what time do you finish? And I'm like, she'll like, blah, blah, this time. And I'm like, well, where are you going to be at? I'm going to be here. And I said, all right, well, just meet me here. Because it was always this one mall she always went to after she went, well, what is that noise? Hold on. Wow, that's a lot of squeaking. That car, wow, that is loud. Anyway, it's this one mall she always went to after she went and worked out and stuff, And so we would just meet there. And when we meet there, we would just, we walk around the mall a little bit. But she wasn't, she was like a lot of women. They weren't really interested in me as far as like hanging out and stuff. Because we used to go to a lot of places in Osaka to walk around. But it was more or less like they just wanted to do it. And that was it, And it was weird, but we did go on a lot of dates. I don't know. We did go driving a lot. She had a car, so we would drive a lot. Go to different places. But in Japan, it's kind of boring. Going to these same old places. So the exciting things would just be, to go to a hotel or do it in a car or in a park, and stuff like that. So basically that's how my datings were. I would let me think. Did I have any extraordinary regular dates? No, I did have one where I went to USJ and I met this one girl at the station, and I was eating. Of course, I guess she was expecting us to eat at USJ or whatever it's called, Universal Studios. And then but I was eating, and we got to the Universal Studios, walked out to the gate, she slapped me. I was like, what? I wanted to pop her, but I couldn't. I was like, whatever. But when we got back to my house, then, I laced out my revenge. But I didn't hurt her or anything like that. It was just rough sex, that's all. But that was it. Me and her, we used to go, me and her, because she didn't really drive. I mean, she could have drove, I guess, but she didn't have a car, and I wasn't driving or anything. So it was basically, the police. Ooh, I gotta stop. Let's see, so let me get over here, and I gotta find my car is all messed up. I gotta get it fixed real quick. Next month, no, I'm supposed to go in the shop next month. On the 15th, this is like so long ago. I mean, not so long ago, so long away. Okay, so what's this fishing shop? Can I go in here? Maybe not. Eden. I gotta find a parking spot like really quick. Okay, let me keep straight. Hopefully the car will stop on me. But anyway, let me think. So me and her, we used to go a lot of places. She would take me. I'm trying to think. Where did we go? Because she would always come to my apartment. We never went dancing. We would go to Osaka, walk around. We would go to this. I think it's the Osaka TV station across the street from the cab place, Namba JR station. And we would go there and just sit and talk. And then after that, just like go to a hotel. It was really weird how that. Oh man, I should have parked there. It was really weird how that happened. It's just like, okay, fine. So I don't know. I mean, for me, the dating here wasn't always. I mean, I did go out to a lot of dinners and stuff, but it wasn't always about dinner. Now, I did date one woman who didn't really like to have any sex or anything, and so we would just drive around because she had a car. So we would drive around, go eat, she would take me to these different places, really nice places and stuff to eat. And sometimes we'll go on a trip and she'll take me, you know, stay in these real nice hotels and stuff. So that was cool. But with her, it was more or less like she looked at me as a boyfriend, but we didn't do anything. Like, we hardly had any sex. I mean, it would probably be like, in a year, it'd be like 5 times, if that, you know. And she was always, it was really hard. She said she never thinks about it, so it's like really hard for her to get into the mood. So I think she was one of them people who probably got a little horny for like 2 minutes in the morning, and after that, it was just cold, you know. So I guess if you call that dating, that's cool. Because actually, she was the closest to what dating, I guess, the guy is talking about dating. So dating is like going out to eat, going to the mall, going shopping together. We never watch videos, movies or anything like that. But if it was anything like that, then she was the only one who did, that I can remember, who did that. Let's see, all the other ones, almost all my other days we did go out to eat sometimes, but almost all of them, the intent when they met me was pretty much just to have sex. So, but it's interesting because I met a lot of guys, and there are some guys out there who have a lot of sex, a lot, I guess, with their girlfriends a lot, you know, or they have different girls that they do. But I hardly ever met a guy who just who was in a situation like me. And I met a couple of white guys. Like, one white guy I talked to, he said he go out every night and get a different girl every night, you know. But I guess that's not dating. Some guys do. I met this one African guy. He was with some girl. I don't know if it was his girlfriend or not, but she would meet him and take him out eating and stuff. Buy him nice clothes and stuff, because there are a lot of women out here who got money and they like to look good, and they like the guy who they are with to look good too. So you got those kind of situations also. So let me go and turn over here. You got let's see. Can I? Yeah. So you got those kind of situations also, but for me, I don't know. I really don't know, because because when I hang out with a woman, it's fun and stuff, but to actually just like go on a date and, you know, one of these lovey-dovey things and stuff, I'm not really into, I'm not really all into that, you know, all the romantic stuff. And it's not that I don't know how to do it, but the truth is, a lot of women, when they're with me, that's what it is. When women see me, they create this image in their heads of me, and what they do is they play the role of the image that they create for me. So if the image is like I'm a cool guy or I'm a player or whatever, they just play those roles, you know. So really, I don't even have. It's like this one lady I was dating, and we would get into these arguments. Almost sound like this other lady I know, and we would get in these arguments about these stupid things that she would think I said or whatever. And then once I pretty much explained what was going on and I win the debate or whatever it is, then because she got so much pride on being correct, you know, and every time I won, which was 100%, she would go out and buy me some clothes. Some really nice, expensive clothes, and $300 jackets, $400 jacket, $400 jackets and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, you know, you don't have to, you know, just stop debating with me over stupid stuff, you know, that you don't, you know, that you're not, that you, basically what it is she thinks one way and then thinks I think that way, and I'm like, no, and then we debate it, and then she'll realize that she's losing, and so she'll try to create some other stuff, you know, change stories and jump from one story to another story. But I'm a very good listener, and I'll just, you know, they'll go from A and we get to Z, and I'm like, wait a minute, and then she'll blame me for talking about Z, and I'm like, wait a minute, you started at A and we're at Z, and this is what you said at A, B, C, D, and blah blah blah. And then she realized that she lost, and and she can't save her pride. So I don't think she'll say sorry or nothing, but the next thing you know, next time we meet, she's handing me these pants or these shirts and jackets, and I'm like, you don't have to continuously buy me this stuff, but that's how, pretty much my dating was something in that kind of category, it was really interesting. I gotta find a parking space. This lady is leaving like right just on time. And there's an open space. Wait, hold on. Let me turn this car around. I have to sit here for a little bit and finish this video. I come here sometimes. I think I've only been here 3 times at this mall. Okay. Oops, upside down. I've only been at this mall 3 times. Whoa, wait, what's going on? Why is that? Oh, there it is, okay. Whoa. Well, I guess the sun must be doing that. So I've only been here like 3 times. But, as far as my dating, that's it. And I know other people, they go out to date, they go out to eat. My friends, they try to be really romantic with the women and trying to get it. But I watch some of my friends what they're doing, and they just be going around like too hard. I mean, like totally the wrong way, and some guys do have a lot of trouble, some guys don't. But it just varies, it really varies on who the person is, who you are, and then who the woman is and how she views you. Because for me, like I said, I don't have to. I like chasing women, but I don't have to chase them because they always come to me. Dating out here, I don't know. Go to the club with a woman, we dance, that's cool, but then they want to leave because the other women are always staring. Like one lady I met out in Waukegan a long time ago when Sunsplash was out. And I was just walking down the street with a friend I saw her, and I'm just joking, say, hey, and I open my arms, hey, how you doing? And she came walking right into my arms. I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting her just to walk by. And then I was like, oh, I didn't want to do this. And I wanted to say, no, I'm joking. But, I didn't want to break her. I wouldn't say break her heart, but, just come off so cold, And so I'm like, okay, well, let me get your number. And this is before iPhones and stuff were out, smartphones were out. So she gave it to me, and I was surprised. And then I called her just to say hi, because I figured I was going to see her again. We were talking, and she kept calling me. And then she wanted to go to the club in Osaka because I told her I always went. So I'm like, cool. So I took her to the club at Sunsplash. And when I go to Sunsplash with other women, I just let them do what they want. But she just sat there while I was dancing and just patiently waited. Guys tried to talk to her, she did, and I was like, oh, just dance with other guys, okay, we're just friends. No. Next thing you know, the club was over. We ended up staying in a hotel, and everything happened, and I was like, why didn't she try to dance with me and whatever? But I guess she was just on a mission for that one thing. It was really interesting. But sometimes that's how it is dating out here. A lot of these women out here, they busy and stuff, so they just once they on their days off, they just go out with somebody, find somebody to hang out with, and whatever happens, because the next time they have a day off might be a week or 2 weeks or a month or whatever, so it's interesting. But my dating, I don't know, it might sound fun, exciting to other people, but for me it was, I don't know, it's just to me it's kind of different. It really is, so that's how it is. So that's how my dating experience is gone. It's just pretty much they just meet up just to do it because they want to do it and stuff. It's just really interesting. But anyway, I'm out. Peace.